and welcome back. In this particular episode, we are going to look at putting up some posts. So if we look at the site as it stands now, we will see we've got a home page, and if we go to the blog, we've only got the default Hello World blog. So the goals of this episode is pretty much to show you not just how to put up a post and why and what a post is, but also some of the step-by-step tactics you should be doing when putting a post up so you don't have any problems in the long run. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is to go to posts. We're not going to pages. The difference between a post and a page is that a post is ordered chronologically and it appears on a blog roll, and a blog roll is this page here that shows all the posts listed, or also called the home page on WordPress, but it's not always the home page to the naked eye. Okay, so we want to create a new post. And posts are pretty good when we've got like news items, articles, or blog posts. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get a piece of information, or rather a blog post from Sue's PLR. So go to her nutrition folder and let's look for her articles, docx. Let's just pull the first one out here. So I'm going to load up Word. So here we have our Word document open. I'll view the page normally, and we can see the good thing about how Sue's formatted the documents and how she's had them formatted is the return key hasn't been pressed twice, and that will be very useful. And let me show you what I mean by that. See where the cursor is flashing after ignored? If I tap the down arrow key, it goes down to the next line. Some people will do something like this. I can't modify, let me just enable editing. Some people will press enter twice, particularly when the space between each line is not big enough to show that there is a difference between paragraphs. And the problem with that is when pasting it into the editor, it actually puts a break in, so you got a lot of white space on your website. So this is really good the way this is set out. So I'm going to copy everything, and I just want you to keep one thing in mind. Don't think you should be copying PLR verbatim and pasting it like this. In fact, that's the worst thing you could do, and the reason I say that is because PLR should be modified to suit your needs and your taste. You should put your spin on it, change your words. You can use some of the sentences the same, but you should just change the context. So I'm going to go traditional exercise, and you see I've made a mistake there. Once I fill the title out, and I deliberately made this mistake, and I'll show you why soon. Once you fill the title out, it'll give you a permalink, and the permalink will typically follow the structure of the title with a dash and all lowercase. I'm going to change this title, and what you'll notice is the permalink has not updated. You could do anything you want with the permalink. You could just say exercise, okay, and it will allow you to change the permalink. But if I want the permalink to match this, rather than having to type this out all over again, I just go to edit, I erase that totally, I press OK, and it will put back the default. Now what I've found on websites that are pretty popular and come up first in the search engines is they don't always have every single keyword. For example, they might not have the to, and they might only have 3 keywords in the permalink, and yet the title has all these words in it. That seems to go against on-page SEO rules that we're taught, but I really think Google's changing, so I wouldn't be surprised if SEO does change, on-site SEO that is, and that we end up seeing a trend towards shorter permalinks and more verbose titles, still with the keywords though. So let's now publish this, and we're not really finished here editing, but the reason I want to publish is to show you what it might look like on the front end. So if I refresh this, okay, fortunately this particular theme has truncated, and that's just a techie word for cut the article down to one sentence or something and then put an ellipsis to say that there's more to come. Some themes will actually, if you do not do a certain procedure, which I'll show you soon, they will paste the entire blog post in the blog roll. And I'll see if I can find a theme that will do that at some stage, but let's keep on track right now. So what I typically do is I use the more button, and the more button is here, and I put a more link here, so it'll always cut it off there if the theme doesn't support it cutting it off its natively itself. Okay, so this theme is actually forcing it to cut off anyway at this point. If I was to change the theme to, let's see, 2015 live preview, go to the blog, you would see it says continue reading, and it cuts it off where I told it to. And if I didn't have that more button, it'd have the whole article possibly in here, which is not always good. Okay. And I actually see that as a problem with this theme, because it doesn't give us any flexibility. But let's not worry about that right now. You can choose any theme you want under WordPress, or even the 2011 themes, or you can buy your own theme. So moving on, if you go up to screen options, let me just try and get rid of this sidebar, you will actually see that you can tell what to appear on the screen. Discussion. Each blog should have the ability to have a discussion, so you can either turn comments off if you get too much spam on that blog, but I like to leave it on. So if I click on this and bring up my article, I have a discussion box here. Another thing is that we like to add a featured image. So I'm going to add this, actually I'm going to add this woman drinking the water, and that will be the image that represents the blog. We don't always need one, but sometimes the featured image will appear on the page that, it's interesting, it's already appeared and I haven't even updated it. So the featured image must not require saving. That's new to me anyway. And lastly, we want to add categories and tags. Now these are ways to represent the post like a book. Think of writing a report and you've got different headings in the report. A category, you might have so many headings, which is categories. Then you might have an index at the end of the report, which is the tags, what you can look it up by. You should only have one category per post, this post like this one here. And I'm going to call this one dieting. I can't even remember what the post was called, what it was about. Exercise, okay. I'm going to add this new category, and I'm going to remove uncategorized, and I'm just going to add some tags, separate them by commas. Exercise, comma, what else can we have? Weights, food, just whatever is to do with the article. So we have them down here, and let's update this. Okay, some themes actually show you the categories. Okay, this theme's automatically put the featured image above. It's all theme specific how that appears, how that happens. And I can't see the category being placed anywhere, but if we go down to the bottom of the page, you'll see exercise, food and weights in the tag cloud. And if you click on food, for example, because this it has food attached to it, and there's exercise, the category, and your category has this post attached to it. So that's just a way to look posts up. And that concludes this episode. So in summary, what we want to do is to always create, when we create a title, if we need to change the permalink to the title, we make a mistake, just erase it totally and press OK. Just paste in your content, add a featured image, make sure comments are on and pingbacks are off, add your tags, your categories, and don't forget to insert that more link somewhere to get them salivating, like here. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode.